Sorry, people. All right, y'all. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Tikva. Hey, girl. Hey. Anita, shalom, shalom. Go tell them to get it and give it back to you. Go. You left it on the floor.
No.
Vanette, shalom. Set apart, shalom, shalom. Demi, shalom.
You said it.
I don't know where it is. I just came down the stairs outside. But I did see it last night on the floor. Go ask one of them who has it.
I'm telling everybody, Zay will not admit the truth since I took it from him earlier. He thought it was his.
Wow. Your dad is woke. Go tell Dad. Somebody took it. Tell them they took your little prize from last night. They won't get to you. Happy Sunday, beautiful people. It is August the 28th, 2022. Day 197 of year 4 of reading through the books of the law and the prophets and of the 4-year consecutive day count. We are at day 1215. Today we're picking back up in the book of Safa in OAHSPE on page 525. And we're starting off today with Osiris. Father, you are light, life, and liberty. All right. So quick recap. What we figured out yesterday with the help of my dear sister, Hannah. I don't think she came in yet. Hannah, Chana. She spelled it Chana. But, you know, since I pronounce Hanukkah, not Chanukah, I just said Hanukkah. But let me know if that's wrong. Is it Chanukah? Hannah. I'm sorry. Hannah or Chana? Just ask. I don't think she came yet. Levine, blessings. Okay, so yesterday, and I don't know if anybody caught it, but I did afterwards after I got off and I went to counting, right? So you know how I said, I was right on each symbol on plate 63, the Samoan plate, right? This, Kendrick Shalom, this plate right here. I said that every verse we was reading, it coincided with one of these, give or take a few. It's not give or take a few, it's exact, right? It's 121 symbols within plate 63. And there is 121 verses here. 121 verses. And each one goes with every single one in here, starting on the top row. If you're looking at it, top row from left to right. And it's a number, right? Because if you count 11 across and 11 down, that's 121. That's 121 verses. And it starts off with a word in another language. And that particular verse goes into explaining exactly what that is. But the thing is, they're not numbered. The plate is not numbered. You're just going to have to kind of follow along as you go. I probably sometime today, I was going to do it last night, but I was too tired. I was just going to go and number them. I'll probably number them, and I'll take a picture of it, and I'll post it. That way it'll be really easy to reference the verses back to the plate, like if you need to go see something. So we know this right here, the first chapter, Samoan, it's the interpretation chapter. So I'm not sure if we're going to need to come back and look at it as we get out of this particular portion of the book. Or if we do, at least we'll be able to reference it really quick without having to, okay, what number is that? 28. The sign is 1, 2, 3. We ain't got to do all that. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to number. You can number it on your own, whatever. Cameron, shalom. Hannah, am I saying your name right? Hannah, Yael, Ya. Am I saying it right? Or is it Chana? Because I actually have a friend named Chana, right? And she pronounces it Chana. So I thought I asked so I can say your name correctly. Over here on Facebook. Shebrew. Oh, you came over on YouTube. Shalom. Did I say your name right? Is it Hannah or Chana? Shebrew, shalom. Okay, you said yes. Or is it Chana or Hannah? Just type it for me. You said yes. Yes to which one? Chana. Shalom. Is it with do I pronounce it with the C or with the H? All right, beautiful people, we're about to get started here. Picking back up. Either? Okay. Is it one you prefer? Because I know how sometimes I'm about my name. I was like, it's just call me Pam for short. You can't mess up Pam. You can't really mess up Pamela, but some people do, believe it or not. And it's not people that really speak English. A lot of times it's people that speak like another language or whatever. And sometimes it's not necessarily the accent. They just pronounce it wrong. I was like, it's an E, not an A. Pamela, like Ella.
Yeah, but they pronounce it pamela.
Yeah. Not that I mind that much, but I do, you know. So, most say Hannah. Okay. All right. Look, Hannah or Hannah. She like, girl, just started reading. Tomato, I don't care. Okay, y'all. All right, page 525, y'all. Man, hold on. Let me check the AC real quick, because I can't down here. It's warmer than this is warm. Okay, y'all. On page 525. Osiris. Osiris being interpreted is, I am the... What? Look. I kid you not, I didn't read this, but it's talking about Osiris. Look, listen to this. I said my whole little intro, my words of praise was, and I was thinking hard this morning too. I was in the shower. I was like, okay, I don't want to repeat anything. I was like, man, I really got to get my word game up, right? And so I was like, okay. And then what finally came to me that was different from anything else I ever said, I said, all right, Father, you are light, life, and liberty. And then I was like, should it be life first, then light, and then liberty? Oh, wait, you got to cut on the light first. And when we see the light, then we know we have life. Then we get liberty. If you are down here, you can. Right, so that was the whole thing this morning, trying to figure out what to say. So I was like, I'm going to just go in order. Light, life, and liberty, right? Listen to how this starts off. But it's talking about Osiris. The lad, they ain't do the last word like I did. Yah gives you life. Here, it says death. Look at this. Listen to this. Osiris, page 525. Osiris being interpreted is, I am the light, the life, and the death. I'm blown away. Yah so fit. Shalom. Stephen, shalom. Look. Out of myself made I all that live. The sun I place in the firmament as a sign of my power. The stars and the moon and things that speak not and know not are the works of my hand. I am the Tau and the Sed, Taurus and Aries, bull and lamb. The power and wisdom over all and within all. Without me, nothing is, nor was, nor shall ever be. Arabanian. The spirit of self-assertion, tyranny, to enslave, to master others per force. Tau, Ki, the self-assuring man or spirit, Yatau, Vedi. Tau Ba, a bull or T-Taw, I am the T-Taw. I am the master at the bridge Chinbat. Without my will, none shall rise to nirvana, my upper heavens. Through my goodwill only shall any man ascend. I am the judge and savior of men. On my forehead resteth the sun, the stars are my cattle. In worship of me, the stars and the sun plead before me. The horses have I placed over the cows. The moon, Mas, cringed beneath my feet. I am war, I am Thaw, a bull. My bulls shall be the edicts of kings. Who worshipeth not me, him will I destroy. Vedi. Tophi, the all-high spirit, next to wife of Eolin. Still remember, this is false god Osiris. Tophi, the all-high spirit, next to wife of Eolin. Tophi is my savior. He will redeem Chine. Etura, Algonquin. To, Ibra. To, Hebrew. To, Phanis. Wild, unreasonable, destroyer of liberty. Verse 55. Me or Mira, panic. Me, spirit. Myra, spirit of earth. English. Mary, lamb, spirit. Mira, a virgin, was before man. And after man, it has reference number 5. And at the bottom it says, Mira, a virgin, was before man, a dweller on the earth, nor was there any man for her. Go back up. The all. Oh, let me just start over. Verse 55, page 526. Me, or Myra, panic. Me, spirit. Myra, spirit of earth. English. Mary, lamb, spirit. Myra, a virgin, was before man. The all unseen conceived her. Her son was Sirza, Poit. Suis, Ki. Osiris, Arabania. Me, mother of men, spouse of the unseen. Tau. The earth was my, and my was the earth. The great spirit moved on the earth, and the earth conceived and brought forth man. Mithra, Vedic, mother of gods, king spirits. The sons of me, I keep going back and forth with my and me. It's M-I. I think it's my. The sons of my were all Isu, free from sin. Save ye, pray to Mithra, then will not Tau save your souls. She, me, is our virgin mother, a sign, a face within a circle, also written and painted, a woman with a child. Oh, I see. It's the, if you go back to the chart, if you're trying to follow along, this is easy to follow along now. All the way at the top, go all the way to the end to number 11. Drop down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the 5th one down. You will see M-I. Right beside it is Tau and Megit, which were the last 2 that we went over yesterday. Okay. Back to page 526. Verse 56. Aji, Gal, semi-dark. There are places in the firmament of heaven, not all light, nor yet all dark. Arji, Poit. When the earth passes through Aji, panic, it aggregateth and groweth. An abundance of Darji in the firmament giveth a cold year upon the earth. Ki. In the years of Arji, mortals became warriors. And after Arji, it has reference number 6. And 6 at the bottom says, in the years of Arjan. Now it came to pass that for 700 years the earth encountered not Haji, chine, and war ceased on the earth, and men were gentle and killed not any living thing. Out of Agi maketh Jehovah a new world. Save your prophets, understand Agi. They cannot tell what the next year will be. I like how this keep going. It keep hitting the prophets. Hold on, let me highlight this. Okay, out of Agi, A''Ghi. Out of Agi maketh Jehovah a new world. Save your prophets, understand Agi. They cannot tell what the next year will be. Look, and if you ain't gone through the whole process and education of being a prophet, there's definitely no way you can be an apostle. I'm just saying. Great spirit, shalom, shalom. I'm just saying. I be really thinking about this. I can tell some people ain't going through this type of education. But they got titles higher than prophet. I'm like, in whose world? Let men build consecrated chambers in my temples, that my spirits in heaven may come and explain Haja'an, and they shall be provided against famine and pestilence. Algonquin. The foolish man knoweth not Ajan, for mortals cannot see him. G.A. Panic. G.Ya. Gal. Semi-light. What he want?
He wanted a 2-piece pizza. Now he want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
He did. He came in here asking for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
But then he seen pizza and wanted a pizza.
Let him have both. Just keep him quiet. I don't care. Let him have both. He did. He came while I was opening up the blind. He said, Cookie, can I have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? I said, go tell Daddy you need it, baby. Because I was about to start this. Okay, listen. Out of Agi maketh Jehovah a new world. Save your prophets, understand Agi. They cannot tell what the next year will be. Let man build consecrated chambers in my temples, that my spirits in heaven may come and explain Haja'an, and they shall be provided against famine and pestilence. Algonquin. The foolish man knoweth not Ajan, for mortals cannot see him. I'm going to read this again. Let me read this whole thing again. Okay, verse 56. Aji, Gao, G-A-U, Gao is semi-dark. There are places in the firmament of heaven, not all light, nor yet all dark. Arji, point. When the earth passes through Aji, panic, it aggregateth and groweth. The abundance of Darji in the firmament giveth a cold year upon the earth. Key. In the years of Arji, mortals became warriors. Now it came to pass that for 700 years the earth encountered not Haji, chine, and war ceased on the earth. And men were gentle and killed not any living thing. Out of Agi maketh Jehovah a new world. Save your prophets, understand Agi. They cannot tell what the next year will be. Let man build consecrated chambers in my temples, that my spirits in heaven may come and explain Hajan, and they shall be provided against famine and pestilence. Algonquin. The foolish man knoweth not Ajan, for mortals cannot see him. Verse 57. Ga, panic. Gia, Gao, semi-light. There are three places in the firmament, light and semi-dark. The fourth is corpore. Thus, ether, the most rarefied place. Aji, the second place, less rarefied. And Ga, the third place, nebulous places in the firmament. And fourth, the corporal worlds. So go back up after Ga is reference number 7, and down at the bottom, 7 says, Ga, the second place, less rarefied. Aji, the third place. See Aji, Ga, discrepancy at end of the glossary. Okay, so let's go to the end of the glossary real quick. Oh, okay. Page 790. It says the Aji Ga inconsistency in OAHSPE. Angelique, shalom, shalom. Okay. In Book of Safa, chapter Osiris, verse 56, in the description of plate 63, Samoan Aji is defined as semi-dark. Both editions also define Ga as semi-light. Later in verse 57, however, there is a discrepancy between the 1882 and the 1891 editions as noted in the footnotes. The 1882 edition reads, thus, ether, the most rarefied place, Ga, the second place, less rarefied, Aji, the third place, nebulous places in the firmament. The 1891 edition reads, Aji, the second place, less rarefied, Ga, the third place, which is just the opposite. To further confuse the issue, the latter part of that verse in both editions read, as out of the ether I make Aji, so out of Ga make I corpore. Nowhere else in the text can one find any clear comparison between the two for clarification. Viewing the three plates, 26 Ga, 28 the earth and Aji, and 29 Hierarchy or nebula, one might conclude that subjectively Aji rather than Ga looks more like nebula. Agi and nebula are similarly darkened. Also, viewing plate 63, Samoan, identical in both editions, one sees that Dang, or Dang, D-A-N-G, and in parentheses after Dang is Dan or light, is an open box. Hak, darkness, is a box with an X. Agi is similar to Hak, but the box is open at the bottom, while Ga contains only a slash inside the box, being closer in appearance to Dang. Finally, Book of Cosmogony, chapter 8, verse 1 reads, F stands as 1, Ga as 2, Agi as 3, and Corpor as 4. For the above reasons, the editors believe that the 1882 edition is correct, with Ga being less dense than Ag. One might speculate that when the editing for the 1891 edition was conducted, perhaps in attempting to reconcile the conflicting statements within verse 57, the editor should have altered the latter part of the verse to coincide with the first, rather than the other way around. That would have made the verse clearly consistent with the other references as noted above. Okay. So let's go back, and I'm going to read verse 57 over again. Ga, we're on page 526, verse 57, the very last verse at the bottom left. Ga, panic. Ga, gal, semi-light. There are 3 places in the firmament, light and semi-dark. The 4th is corpor, thus ether, the most rarefied place. Agi, the 2nd place, less rarefied. Ga, the 3rd place, nebulous places in the firmament. And 4th, the corporal worlds. As out of the ether I make Agi, so out of Ga make I corpor, ki. Hagi, chine. Beware of evil spirits. Beware of evil spirits in the time of Ga, for they shall train the corporal senses of men to believe they lived before. Chine. And remember, this teaches us that it just worded it another way, but it's talking about reincarnation. Those are evil spirits that are teaching people this on the earth even today, right? It warns us. And we can tell, all we got to do, if we're really not sure, all you got to do is really test the spirits. Remember, anything that leads to the life of all men involved comes from the true Father, right? Anything else that goes any other way, it's a disembodied human who has fooled you, or is trying to fool you that they've reincarnated into your body, and they're trying to lead you away from the Father. They're trying to lead you away from light, and you might find yourself in a knot somewhere. If not at the center of that knot, you're going to be in that knot. Beware of evil spirits in the time of Ga, for they shall train the corporal senses of men, the flesh senses of men, our senses, right? Hearing, seeing, the senses, all that stuff, smelling, all that stuff. They use everything we got here that our spirit should have control over. They will take control, and they will fool you if you leave a door open to them. Those doors can be opened in multiple ways, right? Nefarious types of behavior, sexual promiscuity, drugs, all of these things open up gates to the evil forces of the world, right? And they will come in and take control. Beware of evil spirits in the time of Ga, for they will train the corporal senses of men to believe they lived before. Chine. Verse 58. Danha, panic. The Ethera, the highest place in ethereal worlds. Jehovah said, the sun I made as the head of a serpent, and his phalanx made I as a body of a serpent. Thus made I the great corporal serpent. To him gave I a circuit to travel in, and I numbered his time 1,000 tuos and 7 aka and 4 bijous for the sun coil, equal to 4,700,000 years. On the circuit have I placed my Aji and my Ga in many places, but my Dan Ha have I placed only in 1,600 places. A cycle of time is about 3,000 years, sometimes more, sometimes less. Okay, so after sometimes less, it has reference letter E. So let's hop back here to page 572 with the letter references. Okay, and it's a chart. Okay, letter E is the chart of years from Cosmon. Okay, so it has the times to the left side and the years to the right side. So I'm going to read the time, then I'm going to say the years and just go back and forth like that till we get to the end. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 8 of them. Okay. From Cosmon, the present time, to Moses and Capilla, 3,400 years. From Cosmon, the present time, to Abraham and Brahma, 5,800 years. From Cosmon, remember, Cosmon is the time and era we're in now. From Cosmon, the present time, to Zarathustra, 8,900 years. From Cosmon, the present time, to Osiris the first, 12,200. And remember, the first is the true Osiris, not the ones who have taken on their name and became false gods. Remember, the true gods, they were really true, and they walked in the ways of our Creator, and they led nobody astray. They helped rescue and lift up all their brethren and sistren. Okay, from Cosmon, the present time, to Osiris the first, 12,200 years. From Cosmon, the present time, to Thor the first, 15,400 years. From Cosmon, the present time, to Apollo the first, 18,200 years. From Cosmon, the present time, to Su, 20,400 years. From Cosmon, the present time, to Af, 2,400 years. See the originals of these names, 1882 edition. Okay. Let's go back to page 526. Back, we were halfway through the verse. Let me just read it over. I'll read the whole verse over. Verse 58, page 526. Dan Ha, panic. The Ethera, the highest place in ethereal worlds. Jehovah said, the sun I made as the head of a serpent, and his phalanx made I as the body of a serpent. Thus made I the great corporal serpent. To him gave I a circuit to travel in, and I numbered his time as 1,000 tuos and 7 akka and 4 bijous for the sun coil, equal to 4,700,000 years. On the circuit have I placed my Aji and my Ga in many places, but my Danha have I placed only in 1,600 places. A cycle of time is about 3,000 years, sometimes more, sometimes less. From Cosmon, the present time, back to Moses and Capilla, alias Capella, 3,400 years. From Moses and Capilla to Brahma and Abraham, 2,400 years. From Brahma and Abraham to Zarathustra, 3,100 years. From Zarathustra to Osiris the first, 3,300 years. From Osiris to Thor, 3,200 years. From Thor to Apollo, 2,800 years. From Apollo to Su, 3,200 years. From Su to Af, 3,600 years. Dan Yah, the orbit of the solar phalanx, Gal. Dian Yah, the course of the cosmical phalanx, Puit. The light of Danga is my timekeeper, Vede. The Ayi, the light shining, the soul fructifier, Pali. When Dang Hai cometh, the all men grow in spirit. When he is past, man wetteth the sword and spear and entereth into blood. Deny Dang Hai and die in stubbornness of heart, Poet. Dan Yah foldeth corpore in his arms, but yet man seeth not him, Chime. The chosen of the great spirit shall maintain their blood through many Dangahas. Arabania. He was the sign of light, standing on two legs of light. He is my symbol, saith Jehovah. Vede. Verse 59. U-Sok, battle axe, panic. U-Saugi, poet. Ihi, panic. I, English. Ayi, poet. Ayi, gal. Hagen, chime. The seeing, apen, fanis. Ayin, ibra. The seeing organ, igi, vede. Ihi or ikshi, Sanskrit. Aki or Aki Ra, Algonquin. Ayin, Hebrew. That feeleth at a distance. I understand, I comprehend. Ayin, panic. Mai or Amir, panic. Expressed, marked out. A king's signature from which there is no appeal. If I am by Sa, I mean death. If by Su, spirit, or by Dang, light, I, Amar, have spoken. Expressly, Ibra, by his mouth he hath said, as the mouth openeth and uttereth, like an animal speaketh, Ma'ai, Algonquin. Expression, Ma, chime. All right, we're on 62. Maybe we should be running our finger along on plate, the Samoan plate. Oh, hold on. Spirit, battle axe. Nope. Mouth. Oh, 59. Axe. Okay. I expressed, marked out, from which there is no appeal. Mouth opening. Okay, the mouth. Okay. That's 61. Ye. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, I found it. I found where we was at. Okay, so if you flipping back and forth between the chart and what we're reading, right now, we're on, I say 61. We'll go back to 61, right? We should follow along with it. 61 is the Mai, M-A-I, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6 row down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6 row down, the 6 one over, and it's the nose and the mouth, right? And it says the Mai, M-A-I. It's on page 522. Okay, so with every verse, we move over, and at the beginning of each verse, you will see the word that's under the picture on the plate. Okay, we should probably been doing it from the beginning, but we didn't realize it. But I didn't realize it. Okay, I'm read 61 again. The Mai. Mai or Amir, panic, expressed, marked out. A king's signature from which there is no appeal. If I am by Sa, I mean death. If by Su, spirit, or by Dang, light, I, Amar, have spoken. Expressly, Ibra. By his mouth he hath said, as the mouth openeth and uttereth, like an animal speaketh, Ma'ai, Algonquin. Expression, Ma, chime. Okay, so move to the next one. The next one is Gi. It looked like an ear. No, it is an ear. Okay. It says Gi, panic, ear, English. She, ki. Shema findeth Azam. She, ear, Azam, that cometh into. A symbol of an organ on the head. The letter G and C, English. A symbol of judgment. Let the chi be above the altar as a sign that the Iowa heareth. Igi how chime, the ear heareth. Panji Algonquin, chi an. Hai chi vedi, gi chime. Go to the next one. Fasi, panic. It looks like it's a circle with a small circle at each corner of like the navigation points, north, south, east, and west. Fasi, panic. West, Fasi, chime. Tesi Algonquin, Taisai Vede in the west. Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, so the next four is just like that. It's the four circles, but the one for the navigational point that it's talking about is colored in dark. So the first one, the west one, the one on this side is colored in that marks west, right? So the next one is going to north. So that's 64. I'm sorry, hold on, what? 64? Yeah. Well, that's different from R. Yeah. It's backwards. The first one, it has west for this side, but here we understand this as east, and west would be this side. We just follow along. All right, 64. To Nam, panic, and that's east. That's the one with the colored in circle at the top where north would normally be. Tid Nam, panic, east. Qdam, point. Edam, key. The first place is east. Denam, chime. Qdim, the east. Ibra. Qdim, Hebrew. Sanam, Algonquin. Sehem, Vede. Dinam, key. The master of the lodge shall sit in the Dinim, i.e. the east. Arabania. Now let me say something. No, hold on. I think I'm looking at it wrong, the map. Because we're on this side. Okay, I was just looking at the map and a direction based on what this is saying. Okay, let me just keep reading. Qdim, Hebrew. Sinam, Algonquin. Sehem, Vede. Dinam, key. The master of the lodge shall sit in Dinim, i.e. the east. Arabania. The covered head standeth in Enam. Okay. 65. Tong, south. And if you're not looking on this one, south is normally what we would recognize as east. That's the one that's colored in of the four smaller circles inside the bigger circle at the navigation points. Okay, so song, south, panic, tong, zerl, seong is, tong, tha, dorum, fanis, darum, ibra. So remember, it's also telling us, you see tong, zeri, seong is, it's telling us what this is called in each of these languages. Okay, darum, fanis, darum, ibra, tesong, chime, Hi-si-onga, Algonquin. Next page, 66, is Bach, north. And it's actually nothing colored in. They're all clear circles inside the bigger circle. So that would represent north. Bach, north, panic, a dock, a cold place, a mountain. We'll go to the next one, which we know this one by now is fate, but it's spelled F-E-T-E. Fate, sign of sanctification, panic. Only the prophets shall wear my badge, Yeti, chime. Second symbol in rank after dawn, Eloah. The fate cometh on the mass day, Vede. The fate, high priest, giveth sacrifice before the multitude. The fates, the high priest, are the next to Eolin, one of the sacred emblems. And I should also just repeat, I know we know by now, but just in case somebody come in that's never been here before, when OAHSPE talks about worship of the Creator's true children, what worship is to the Creator is not slaughtering animals or any kind of flesh. Worship to the Creator is simply the worship that we give, from the praise that we give from our lips. The sacrifice is the worship that we give from our lips. Okay, let me read this again. The sign for fate. Fate, sign of sanctification, panic. Only the prophets shall wear my badge, Yete, chime. Second symbol in rank after dawn, Eloah. The fates cometh on the mass day, Vede. The fates, high priest, giveth sacrifice before the multitude. The fates, the high priest, are next to Eolin, one of the sacred emblems. All right, the next one is an I. And it says I, A-I, or I, A apostrophe Y-I. I, or I, myself, Iga, panic. The all-seeing, Agi, Algonquin. Maggie, next to Eolin, Vedi. Maggie, or Magi, English. The written name of a worker of miracles, one empowered to administer oaths. The master's sign in the lodge. I'm going to highlight this with a different color. Okay, the next one is Pau. Pau or Paul. Paul or Paul. The first one is spelled P-A-U, or the next one after that is spelled P-A-W. Paul or Paul. Panic. Hand. English. Pop or quab or yob or yod, as the hands speak when struck together. Poit. Ibra. Key. Asnosa, cometh out of yod. Algonquin. Sho. Chine. Iyo vede. By his hands he answered, Yoyop. Fuss. The sign of the hand be good aback, but the palm dealeth in misery. He pointeth, and by his hand's course shall he be read. To a heart, love. To a spear, war, etc. The second one, the fourth one, which is the next one, and it's number 70, is cow. But for the cow, it doesn't have a cow. It has a woman, a naked woman with her, you see her head, her breast, and her navel, and her arms to the side. They call that a cow. I can see it because, she gives milk for her baby. All right, cow. Receptivity. Panic. Cow, an animal. Or did I look at it wrong? That's a woman. Okay. Cow, an animal. Panic. Any person who is receptive of new things, not bigoted. Hayoma spake to the cows in the name of the great Ormaz, Eolin, Vede, cow, chine, cow, poix, cow, key, gal, animal, chine. He who hath found the cow, etc., Pali. How can the truths of Zarathustra approach them? The cow is not in them. Hold on. How can the truths of Zarathustra approach them? The cow is not in them. Pali. Save ye refrain from fish and flesh, ye shall not find the cows, i.e., receptivity. They feasted on flesh and wine, and the cows went astray, i.e., receptive to spiritual things. Pali. As a cow uttereth a sign of a female. Save your spirits become, right, because females are receptors, right? Right, we receive, males give, even in our private parts, the males give, women receive. This is the sign of receptivity. Okay, I get it. Okay. Save ye refrain from fish and flesh, ye shall not find the cows, i.e., receptivity. They feasted on flesh and wine, and the cows went astray, i.e., receptive to spiritual things. Pali. As a cow uttereth a sign of a female. Save your spirits become as cows, ye cannot be impregnated with new things. The much learned man hath erected bars to keep off the cows. I'm going to leave this phrase alone and keep reading. The much learned man hath erected bars to keep off the cows. Chime. Being wise in their own conceit, they will not receive, is a sign of a female, usually face and breast, sometimes the udder of a cow or mare. The mares separate themselves in heaven. Croash. Save ye find the mares, receptivity ye shall not, etc. Fuss. All men become mayors in time to come. Receptive. Huit. Zarathustra. See plate 67. Okay, let me keep my spot right here. Oh, it's right there. Okay. Plate 67 is Tau on page 529. Right here. That's for Facebook. All right, it's for YouTube so y'all can see. Okay. Cow. Okay. 528, 71. 71 is a picture of a man's face facing this way. You can see the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the chin, all that, right? And that says Sutao. Sutao, panic, self-assertion. The spirits who ministered at the oracle manifested Sutao, and there was no reason in them. Applied to spirits that teach. Oh, ooh, let me highlight that. This one's good. Hold on. This symbol is applied to spirits that teach things that cannot be proven. Let me start over. Sutao, panic. Remember, panic, if y'all forgot, panic was the first language, right? So it's called Sutao in the panic language. Sutao, panic, self-assertion. The spirits who ministered at the oracle manifested Sutao, and there was no reason in them. Applied to spirits that teach things that cannot be proven. Many of the people were converted by Sutao, and their souls thus enslaved in heaven. Eolin said, Sutao is mine enemy. He leadeth astray my innocent ones, Vede, or we could say the false gods or false prophets. They're Sutao, right? Those ones in the different religions just teaching things that lead you away from the Creator, they're Sutao, right? I'll start over. Sutao, panic, self-assertion. The spirits who ministered at the oracle manifested Sutao, and there was no reason in them. Applied to spirits that teach things that cannot be proven. Many of the people were converted by Sutao, and their souls thus enslaved in heaven. Eolin said, Sutao is mine enemy. He leadeth my innocent ones. He leadeth astray my innocent ones. Vede, the same as Tao, but applied to spirit teaching. See plate 67, Tau, a sign of a profile, face, mouth closed. Okay. It look like the eyes are open, but they could be closed. The closed eyes and mouth. Okay. All right, 72 is Angi. I wish we would have did this from the very beginning. Oh my gosh. We were reading this 2 days, going through these, and we should have been following all along. Y'all had to go back to yesterday's video and start and follow it along with the thing so you can get it. I think it's better that we follow along and look at it, especially if we start getting these kind of signs in our dreams and we see it, we at least would know what it means now, right? This is good. Okay. 72, Angi, panic, fire. It looks like a altar, or it looks like a bench, right? Like a park bench, like that you sit on. It's like a upside down square U, right? A U square, flip it upside down square U, which is a bench you can sit on, but it really look like an altar. So the upside down U has a fire on top of it, just in case you don't have the book. Okay, so that's what it looked like. And it's Angi, Agni, Agni, panic, fire, Agni, chime, to burn, Agna, as the fire speaketh, Ua ni, Vede, flame of fire saith, Word, Phanes, Ibra, Agan, Poit. The sacrifice in Agni, Vedic. They spread the blood on sticks of wood, and they were consumed by Agin in front of the altar, Zerl. The sacrifice by fire, Isheh, Phanes. A sign of a stone bench with flames ascending, burning incense, emblem of worlds moldering into dust, and of the harvest of souls ascending to heaven, emblem of corporal dissolution and of the escape of the potent power within, emblem of mine own mortal dissolution and the ascent of my soul. But whither, O Eolin, O Agni, reveal thy mysteries, ceremonies of dawn. Again, the sacred fire, Fuss. In the days when mortals put words into things and made them speak, Agni, fire, stood giant over all, till Till T-I-L-L. Agni, fire. Let me just start it all over. No, I'm not going to go all the way back. Just go to emblem of my own mortal dissolution and the ascent of my soul. But whither, O Eolin, O Agni, reveal thy mysteries, ceremonies of dawn. Agin, the sacred fire, Fuss. In the days when mortals put words into all things and made them speak, Agni, fire, stood giant over all, till Yotia, water, bathed his head, when lo, black death, charcoal, breathed forth poisonous air, Vede, Hagni, Algonquin. All right, the next one is Gam. Gam, sacrifice, panic and triumph. The next one is Waga. Waga, sacrifice, panic and repentance. O Waga, how can I forget thee? For in thy obedience to Agni is my great sin burnt up. From this day I will sin no more. Hayut, let my chosen repeat the holy words of repentance while Agni feasteth in Gam or in Woga. For in that self same hour do I hear them and absolve them from their sins. Vede. The next one is Disham, mountain, panic. Dishan, chine. The next one is UG, panic, a valley, low down. Imeg, Arabania and Phanes, a deep gorge. Guug, Algonquin. Also, Gomeg, Young, and Uhigog, Vede. The next one is Saphon, panic, evil wind, evil chieftain among spirits, a god in human shape, believed by people in darkness to be the creator of all things, and of man in his own image. See God and God. Hold on. Okay, so we're going to go to the back. God is spelled two different ways. See God, G-O-D, and God, G-H-A-D. So let's mark this real quick. Yes, baby. Mark this. That's a foam. So let's go to the back real quick. And see God and God. Glossary. God. T-H. I see one of them. I see God. God. On page 777 is God. It's the second one down. Hold on, let me see something real quick. I'm looking in the index real quick. God. Well, I guess that's just the one. God and God. It doesn't have one separate in bold letters like G-O-D, but clearly we know it's the same thing from what we've been reading so far. Okay, God, G-O-D, Iod or Joss, a one-time mortal next higher than Lord God and below Orion chief, ruler over all the people on earth and in the lower heavens for a term of office, one who is sufficiently wise and experienced to be given charge of a planet and its atmosphere in heavens. His or her assistance on the throne is called vice God, not to be confused with the creator. Matter of fact, highlight that. This God is not to be confused with the creator. Gods are one-time men, and they probably come from here, if not here, another planet, right? Not to be confused with the creator. Gods are pretty much like presidents of planets, right? Not the creator. And gods are many, right? Let me start it over. God, Iod, or Joss, a one-time mortal, next higher than Lord God and below Orion chief, ruler over all the people on, excuse me, ruler over all the people on earth and in the lower heavens for a term of office, one who is sufficiently wise and experienced to be given charge of a planet and its atmosphere in heavens. His or her assistance on the throne is called vice God. Remember, gods can be men or women. Not to be confused with creator. God also refers to an administrator of an ethereal world. Hey, everybody, chill. God also refers to an administrator of an ethereal world. God is, as any other spirit of the dead, a one-time man or woman upon the earth or any planet, an elder brother or sister of tens of thousands of years experience. God and Jehovah are not the same. God is no more than what we shall be in time to come. All angels, gods, lords, generals, captains, and chiefs in heaven are but the brothers and sisters of mortals and the spirits of the dead. None of these, however exalted, can create life or motion or an individual or person. None of these, however exalted, can create life or motion or an individual or person. These are from Jehovah, the Creator, right? So unless your guys, the ones you're talking to, can actually give life, like create life, I ain't talking about go get somebody pregnant in the flesh. Let's see you created from nothing. Then they are not the Father. Let's go back. Page 528. Sophom, verse 77. I'll start it over. Sophom, panic, evil wind, evil chieftain among spirits, a god, a god in human shape, believed by people in darkness to be the creator of all things, and of man in his own image. See God and God. I foam, chime, an idol. They have made an idol and called it Isphom, i.e., land god or god of the earth. In those days, the idolaters believed the Great Spirit had made gods out of spirits in the lower heaven and sent one of them to the earth and one to each of the stars. To the moon he gave 4 gods. He who received the earth as his portion to command was called Lord Sophom, i.e., earth wind. On his forehead shall be the sign of crossbones. We know what the crossbones is. You was false, my G. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, Sophom, Phanis. Jehovah said, not having stone images, they have made an idol of the wind and called it Lord, land of God or God. and that's in land of God or God, and it's spelled both ways, G-O-D or G-H-A-D. And it has land of, after of is 8. Down at the bottom, 8 says, Lord, land of God or God. And it has brackets, square brackets, and parentheses around the words. All right. Hold on, y'all. Hey, everybody, I need y'all to tone it down. Y'all voices are loud and it carries. All right. I got most of my nieces and nephews here. They all stayed tonight. Saya's birthday last night. Okay. Okay. Jehovah said, not having stone images, they have made an idol of the wind and called it Lord, land of God or God, Moses in Egypt. Let my followers swear an oath against the Lord, for he is more hurtful than the stone idols, and they shall profess the great spirit Eoah only, Abraham. See to it that the enemy fasteneth not an idol of the wind on the faithless, Zarathustra, Vede. Not content to worship the great one, they have a representative saying, he is the only begotten son. Where my church folk at? Let me just go back a couple sentences. Jehovah said, not having stone images, they have made an idol of the wind and called it Lord, land of God or God, Moses in Egypt. Let my followers swear an oath against the Lord, for he is more hurtful than the stone idols, and they shall profess the great spirit Eoah only, Abraham. See to it that the enemy fasteneth not an idol of the wind on the faithless, Zarathustra, Vede. Not content to worship the great one, they have a representative saying, he is the only begotten son. Be weary of them, Brahma, Naoli, an earth god, i.e., evil god. They profess to feast his nostrils with burning flesh, saying he alone can save. He, the mighty Saphon, chime. Now judge ye them, for do they not engage in war, and are they not all idolatrous warriors? Phus, a figure by the doorway of heathen temples. Yeah, it's a Saphon is like a face with an X on the forehead. That means you're false. Be wary of it. Watch out. Right? Okay. 78. Sun. Panic. Spring or beginning. Chime. The next one is Ka'um. And this right here actually looks like seasons. So it's a circle with a line going through the middle. It looks like plants growing up. So that's sun. The next one, Ka'un, panic. That's summer beauty, Algonquin. And those plants look like they're fully grown and ripe and ready for harvest. 80, Samhoi, panic. Samha, chime, autumn. And you can see the full grown up plants. They're starting to fall over, right? 81, Paboa, panic, the destroyer, winter. It's all the way laid down. Maboa, chime, Piboa, Algonquin. The next one is Gung, G-U-N-G, love offering, panic. Oi, Guang, chime, Go, Ongui, Algonquin. And that one actually looked like two, it say love, but it looked like these two dudes ready to fight. It's a circle with the line, two people facing one another like. Okay. The next one is hiss back, against each other or divided, something between, panic, cold-hearted, misunderstanding, isbav, chime, here's on a mountain or in the south, Sigis, yak, vedi. And this one actually is them same two dudes standing on a line with a line separating them. One has his back turned, the other one looking like he looking his way, like, dude, what's really going on? Okay. 84. Go. Panic. One who rejoiceth. So this one look like the dude in the circle standing on the line, like, that's literally what he doing. Go. Panic. One who rejoiceth. Go. Ibra. To leap with joy. Joyous. Ego. Chime. A sound the mouth uttereth in sudden joy, as ga, ha, or egoe, ha ha. English. The figure of a man laughing with nothing near him. If the figure point to something as a man, then it is pronounced gan, to a house, ga oak, etc. Okay. The next one is hissa, panic, a lawyer, one whose soul is full of serpents. This definitely looks like a serpent inside the circle standing on a line. Really, it looks like that black figure of a man standing there. You can make out like the legs, maybe the body and the head, but from the middle of it is all kind of black lines spewing and going everywhere, right? Okay. And that's hissa, panic, a lawyer, one whose soul is full of serpents. The figure of a man with the serpent's head issuing, yissa, vede. The next one is mo, prayer. Mo, prayer. Also a woman preacher. Nigo, chime. Nichu, Algonquin. Ohoan, Fanis. Cohen, Hebrew. Yo, Hadragi, Vede. And that, after Nichu, it has reference number 9 at the bottom. And at the bottom it says Ni O Gu, which is another way to say that, and that's Algonquin. Okay, so the next one 80 is 87. Hold on, let me just write this number. 87. Okay. 87 is Dangon, panic, prophet, a man of light, clear sight, sight, and interseer, vede, Yajvan, one who by much sacrifice hath attained to soul seeing, Pali, Wagan Wag, Algonquin. 88 is Mug, M-U-G, panic, a philosopher, hold on babe, a sign of a man resting on his elbows. The subject depends on his relative place in a tablet. Yes?
Where's the ice cream cake?
It's up. Go on upstairs. It's put up. All right, where we at? We at an hour. Mom, shalom. Belinda Brown, shalom. Yahweh, shalom, shalom. Okay, y'all. I know this is taking longer than what I expected. We're just going through all of them now. It's taking a little bit longer because we're following along on the plate so we can actually see. So it really makes it a little more interesting. We got something we can look at. I'm not just rattling off these words like what, blah, 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 blah. All right, so the next one. It probably still sound like that. Some people who don't have the chart to look at and follow along. But if you don't and you're online, if you have like YouTube Premium and you can click off of YouTube and still hear it playing, go to the community section. I posted this plate 63, Samoan. Go to yesterday. Is it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. And I think it's in the bunch of plates for the Book of Safa, but it's the very last one that I posted. It's there. If you can pull that up and listen, it'll probably be a little more interactive for you. Yes?
The girls and the boys went to somewhere?
No, nobody went anywhere. But you can also, if you go online, pull up OAHSPE online, right? But you still got to be able to hear YouTube playing or whatever. You can go to OAHSPE online and go to the index or the table of contents and go down to the Book of Safa and find plate 63 and click on it, and it's a really clear picture of that as well, of the plate. Okay, we at 87. 88 is mug. We just read 88. Guys, everybody, where y'all coming down? Yeah, because I don't think it's enough. Well, it is pizza left, but y'all gonna need to wait. Don't start pulling out because y'all gonna be too loud. Everybody go back up to the loft. Y'all wait till I'm done. No, because you're gonna have to start heating it up. You're gonna do the microwave, all that stuff. So everybody go back up. I'll let y'all know. Y'all are not starving. Go, Josh.
You're almost done.
You too, okay. Go. Everybody back up. Then Yasharala, shalom.
Just stop there.
Go back up. No, go back up.
At 1 a.m., we all, me, Joshua, Jordan, and Zay.
They don't care that I'm live. Brian, Jogi, shalom.
Me, Joshua, Jordan, and Zay. Me, Joshua, Jordan, and Zay had a flight at 1 a.m. in the morning.
Y'all had a flight?
Mm-hmm.
What? When?
We went to Disney World. We stayed there since the night, and then we came back at 3 a.m.
So you be able to show us around when we get there next week, since y'all done already been there. Okay. Well, we're going to let y'all leave when we get there.
Hotel.
What the hotel look like?
We keep them from hitting.
Oh, well, yeah, see, so I don't know that I can trust that info.
You didn't look at the pictures on your phone because I...
Oh, I can look at the pictures on my phone. Okay. Yeah, but you went last night, right? So you can't tell me any distinguishing thing from the hotel we're going to be staying in. Okay. Then maybe you didn't go. Bye. Lord, have mercy. All right. Mug. Okay, I just read mug again. Mug is 88. Panic, a philosopher. The sign of a man resting on his elbows. The subject depends on his relative place in a tablet.
Going to Florida?
Yes, we're going to Florida. Yes, we're going to Florida.
No.
No. In a few days. Go. Okay. 89, the next one. Hojos. Hojos, panic. A man god. God, and G-H-A-D in brackets. A human face with horns. A god of the lower heaven. Think not I am come to send peace on the... Listen to this. Listen, Hojos. Listen to what Hojos is saying. Who else can tell me who repeated these same words of Hojos? Now, if you're repeating the words of Hojos, we need to take issue with you. Listen, hold on. You don't need to be repeating words of Hojos. Hojos. Listen. Hojos, verse 89. Panic. A man god. A man god. God. G-O-D-N in brackets G-H-A-D. A human face with horns. A god of the lower heaven. Think not I am come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. I come to set man at variance against his father and a daughter against her mother. And in brackets it has Christ. Oh, yeah, that little mom. Hold on. Just in case my Bible thumping believers that don't even read their Bible, that was like, well, who said that? First of all, don't you go to church? You don't know who said that? Let's put it up. Let me tell y'all where to go. Hold on. Google. We're gonna Google the New Testament's Hojos. I'm gonna tell y'all exactly where it is. I used to could rattle it off real good. Hold on. Hold on. Come to set. Oh, you gotta hold on. I come to set man against. Matthew 10:35. Let's go to it. Matter of fact, let's pull it up in the famed KJV. Matthew chapter 10, verse 35. Hold on, let me go to the full chapter. Let me just give me that little small piece. Let me see. Hold on. Let me just read what they got here for this. Listen. Matthew chapter 10, verse 35. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. But whoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. Which heaven? The third heaven? Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. And we know that the ways of the Creator is always peace, right? He says you can catch more flies with honey than you can with vinegar. We just say vinegar, right? Although they like something else better. And this is exactly what these whole josses is spewing. Vinegar. That's just a nice word we're going to use. We're going to use vinegar right here. For I come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's foes shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me, more than Hojas, your false man God, is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. If you don't do all this, you're not worthy of Hojas, the false Lord God, false God that you is serving, people. Listen, yeah, you got it, Shebrew. That's the word I wanted to use. Thank you. I used the equal sign after that word, dong. That's what it is. Dong. Look, let me go back. Let me just read it again. Hojas. Look. Guilt trick, no good. Let's keep reading. Hojas, 89. Panic. A man God. God. A human face with horns. A God of lower heaven. Think not I am come to hold on, I keep screwing that up. Think not I am come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. I come to set man at variance against his father, and a daughter against her mother, Christ. And it has F. So we're going to pause right here before we even finish reading this, and let's go to F. You know what? A lot of this really don't make sense for real, for those who are really... Look, we just read that. F says, see Christian Bible, Matthew chapter 10, verses 34 through 35. We ahead of the game. We literally just read it. 1882 edition. Right? And it's telling you right here that Christ is saying this. But they lump Christ, at least the Christ of the New Testament, who we knew... Yeah, we're not even going to get into all that. We did a lot of research on that. There's multiple videos on that. The character of the New Testament. Now, there is a person, but in OAHSPE, they call him Joshua. But there are some similarities between the two. But y'all need to stay in here for that. So make sure you get the true understanding, right? And he was never to be worshipped, right? He wasn't even crucified on the cross. Listen, let's go back. Verse 89, which is plate 89, Hojas. Panic, a man God, a human face with horns, a God of the lower heaven. Think not I am come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. I come to set man at variance against his father, and a daughter against her mother, Christ. Hojas shall reign in my temples. Before him shall every knee bow and every tongue confess Shekin. Chine. He was tried on the wheel, and S released him. He shall be my Joss, and no other Joss shall be Hojas. Point. According to the New Testament, S didn't release Hojas of the New Testament because he died on that cross, right? And what happens to gods or prophets who died on the cross? You get an X on your forehead telling us that you were false. Think about it. Think about what they were saying when he was up on the cross. Let's see what he say. Who he calling on? Elijah? Who? Well, let's see. You're God. Release yourself from the cross. Let's see if this God take him down. It's in the New Testament, right? But when we read it, if we're unaware of all the other pieces of the puzzle, we don't even get what the people that's there in the New Testament are saying, right? And you can tell if you study the Bible enough, you will know that when you read OAHSPE, it's telling the truth. It's filling in pieces of the Bible. I spent most of my life up until 4 months ago studying the Bible, the ins and outs, and searching for missing books, the missing pieces of the puzzle. Because if you study it that long, you got a whole lot of questions. And some people, they get to that point and they just decide to chuck it all. You know what? The Bible is contradicting itself. Go past that. I got to that point. I was like, well, darn, what them people were saying, the Bible is contradicting itself. But then I began to ask, well, why is it contradicting itself? Why are the contradictions there? People stop at the contradictions. I decided to keep going to get to the bottom of it because it wouldn't let me sleep. And I kept going. I was like, oh, and that's when I began to realize, hold on, there's a whole different God in the Old Testament than there is in the New Testament. And after I realized that, then I realized, wait a minute. So the Creator says not to worship anybody other than him. I was like, but the New Testament, they worshiping Jesus. I'm like, furthermore, in the Old Testament, we hear God talking all the time. They get God 2 lines in the New Testament. I was like, hold up. And, then it got to the point, this is like my progression. And then it was like, after I realized that, they only gave the God of the Old Testament 2 lines in all of the New Testament. Then I was like, well, why sway? And then it goes on, the Old Testament says, I am the only Savior, to whereas the New Testament, the man guy says, I am the Savior, and everybody's worshiping him, right? And then I started getting onto the sacrifices, really breaking down. Hold up. You remember when I started getting into the sacrifices, like, y'all, something ain't sitting right about these sacrifices with me. I remember I had transitioned from the Christianity into the Hebrew roots. Really start walking in the commands. Like, I literally walked through this whole process, through the different phases, until I realized something was lacking here. Like, hold up, wait a minute, I think I'm still doing something wrong. But I was truly searching for truth, truly searching for the Creator. Alicia, ya salam, my sis. And so I went from there. I'm like, hold up. And so if y'all was there for that phase, I said, hold up, we ain't supposed to be worshiping nobody but Yah, right? Then I went from saying Yeshua and all the different names that they give to the man God Jesus, and transferring it over to Hebrew, and now we're using Hebrew terms. Not realize you're still worshiping the same man God, you just changing the terms to look the part. I was like, hold up, this is still wrong. The Hebrewism is just Christianity in another language. Oh, we don't want to be doing that. We're supposed to be worshiping Yah only. So I went from all of that to we worship nobody but Yah, like Yah only over here, right? And from there, like, the progression is amazing, but it's like once you wake up, you realize you still sleep a little bit, and you wake up a little bit more. It's not just in darkness and boom, you walking in all truth. No, it's a progressing. Just like you grow, it's the same thing. Like how children grow, they don't just come out the womb running like animals do. No, they have to be carried. They have to be coddled. They have to be nurtured by those who are older, showing them the ways, right? And you also have to be mindful about the communities you put yourself in, right? Otherwise, they're going to nurture you in the wrong way if you're not mindful of who they are and what they believe, right? Like I say, everything with the Creator leads to truth and to life for all people involved. Christianity damns souls to hell. You even you go over to the Hebrew community, Torah and stuff, they slaughtering animals and stuff for the remission of sins. And first of all, and after when we got to the sacrifice, that's when we got onto the blood, right? Because now it's like, now we got to deal with the blood. Does the blood regenerate? Does it save? Right? They sound like blasphemy to some people, but no, it doesn't, right? Because think about just think about cleanliness laws, right? Even hospitals and stuff. Blood will defile, right? The Creator says to wash clean. You cannot, think about it. Even if you were still slaughtering animals, how you going to get the blood of a cow or whatever's clean, or a lamb, and how you going to get that to make yourself clean? No, you're going to be filthy and you're going to be contaminated. Just common sense tells us this, right? And it's just like when you're so steeped in tradition, your common sense is put to sleep. You're literally lulled to sleep, and religion takes over. That's how people get caught up in these false kingdoms, false doctrines, because they don't use their own freaking brain that the Creator gave them. And OAHSPE teaches you, the Creator says, I want you to think for yourself. That's what it says all the way through here. I'm like, yo, listen, that's what I'm talking about. Let me choose. Don't choose for me. Let me be able to choose. Okay, weigh it. What's good? That's what the Creator wants us to do. That's how we grow. We have to be able to trial and error things. We have to be able to think for ourselves. And that's what the Creator is all about. People that be ready to go at your head because of what you're saying clearly have not read OAHSPE, and they're probably still fully asleep, and they refuse to grow, right? Maybe they're not refusing to grow, but maybe they're so steeped in tradition and indoctrinated that they just can't see at the moment, which is why a lot of times I don't try to go back for their heads, because I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you're truly, really still stuck steep in indoctrination. And I'm going to keep throwing a little bit of light on you here and there, right? I may joke with you. I may say some things that hit you right deep down in the middle of your sha-na-na. But at least you're going to think when you leave out of my presence, right? Come back, sis, when you're ready to talk. Got some goodies to share with you, right? But go test it out. Go test it out, right? Look, let's get back to this. We're at an hour and 30 minutes almost. And we ain't done. We still got a few more. We got 2 more rows. Let's see. You know, we're going to finish it today because we're wet. We're gonna read whole Joss again. 89. It's 121. Okay. Let's go back, y'all. Look, yes, Stephen, the Drew Haas is heavy on them, bruh. They heavy on them. Okay. Whole Joss got to be in the title today. Whole Joss, man, God, X on the forehead, something like that. I just got to call out JC one more good time. People be ready to stone me, but I don't care. Listen, because I'm walking truth and light, I know that my Father's heavenly entourage keeps me safe, right? It tells you that. When you start walking in truth, the Father, like I'm just putting my own words, the Father releases the heavenly forces of protection and puts them around you, right? Remember how the Drew Haas, they come in and they in at midnight, spooky hour, right? During spooky hour. Remember the ones that they couldn't touch? He said, hold up. Everybody come back. We need to re-strategize. Don't go to the ones full of faith. We ain't getting past them. They keep whooping our tails. Their Ashars is not even letting us get close. See how peacefully they sleeping? They don't even know that we there messing up stuff, right? He said, don't go to them. We got to go to the ones that's lacking faith. Those ones that's tipping in a little here, tipping in a little there. Go to them, right? And go to their sons and daughters. And you get them, we'll flood our kingdom with all these people, right? But leave them good faith people alone. Not saying you won't be tried, but shoot, he's like, leave them alone. They gonna give you a fight, and they wearing y'all down. We know how long we've been gone. We've been trying to get them because their faith strengthens the power that the Ashars have to keep the darker spirits from around him. Your faith really controls everything, right? Your faith gives our Ashars even more power to protect us. That's what OAHSPE says. And if you had any kind of spiritual, anything happen to you, a lot of this stuff we can prove. We can literally prove that this stuff is true, right? I'm just saying. At least from my personal studying and from these last 4 months, these last 4 eye-opening months of reading through OAHSPE, I've been testing this stuff, y'all. Look. Let's hold Joss. 89, page 529. Hold Joss. Panic. A man God. A human face with horns. A God of the lower heaven. Think not I am come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. I come to set man at variance against his father and a daughter against her mother, Christ. Also remember, I know I said I'm going to just keep reading, but think about how even the Father goes and he frees the people from the hells or from Hada, right? The lower heaven. Think about what he do. Did he send his sons and daughters, the higher raised Etherian angels and those who are walking in light? Does he send them in there with swords to help our rogue brothers and sisters? No. He got wands of water and fire to separate them, to not to like capture them and punish them, but to separate them so we can get them to a place where they can be restored to their right state of mind, right? Those are the church called demons, right? And they completely cast off. Those are our disembodied brothers and sisters, right? Who have got caught on the third heaven. The Father doesn't even deal with them like that. He catches them, he woos them, right? He persuades them in ways to where he can get them to a place where they can be healed and where they can be restored, right? And we also help in that, right? Those of us who are living according to the laws of the Creator and living in light. If we have Druhas, demon spirits hanging around us, which we understand that there are disembodied brothers and sisters, maybe from this generation or many generations past, who've just been here for a while and haven't been raised up, we can take part in their resurrection. If our spirit is stronger, all of those dark forces around us, we will help raise up, right? Creator, gang, in the building. All right, let's go. Hojas, verse 89, page 529. Hojas, panic, a man God, a human face with horns, a God of the lower heaven. Think not I am come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. I come to set man at variance against his father and a daughter against her mother. Christ. Hojas shall reign in my temples. Before him every knee shall bow and every tongue confess. Shekin, chime. He was tried on the wheel and S released him. He shall be my Jas, and no other Jas shall be Hojas. Poet, a sign of a wheel or of a cross. Save ye be tried on the cross, ye are unworthy to be exalted. Anrameus, I come with a two-edged sword, Anubis, Arabania. My people shall be warriors, man Sagad. Any spirit who commands or rules by force, any exclusive savior of men. Jehovah said, whoever professeth the sword and the spear and the sling and the pitchfork shall perish thereby, right? These are the true words of the Creator, Jehovah, right? He said, we don't use that. We do not use that. Jehovah said, whosoever professeth the sword and the spear and the sling and the pitchfork shall perish thereby. Zarathustra. Overthrow of Osiris in the lower heaven, because Osiris has said, I am Hojas, the savior of men, and none shall ascend to the Father but through me. So shall Osiris be hated of all men. Key. Was it not so with Tistria? And he was changed into a star? Pali. A figure of authority at the altar in heathen temples. A face with or without horns, a man bound on a wheel. Think about Jesus on the cross, my G. Jesus is bound on a wheel. They just took the circle from around it so you couldn't see. But he died on that wheel. X marks the spot. Overthrow of Osiris in the lower heaven, because Osiris has said, I am Hojas, the savior of men, and none shall ascend to the Father but through me. So shall Osiris be hated of men. Key. Was it not so with Tistria? And was he changed into a star? Pali. A figure of authority at the altar in the heathen temple. A face with or without horns. A man bound on a wheel. A man bound on a cross. Jehovah said, have I not said, he that proclaimeth the sword shall perish by the sword? Behold ye then the God they worship. Man, how long we have been deceived. My yellow going out. I gotta get some more. Okay. 90 is plow. It actually looks like a circle with a line and a ship with sails and stuff on it. Okay, so plow, panic, ship. Onaya, Fanis, the sound the sailors utter. They watch the star, Haya Lavi, to know whether the plow sailed. A vessel or tool or instrument that divides its own road. His spirit was as a plow, and the ancients were confounded in his hoy, furrows. Gu-i-yo, the furrow of a ship, and the ship and the voice of the sailors. Ibra, applied to oratory, the sign of oratory conferred by the king. A badge of a ship, plow. he hath been awarded, or he hath the degree of plow, ship. He is the king's plow, araya. All right, so the next symbol is 91, Og, O-U-G. I think I said that right. Maybe not. Og, panic, spear, gag or gagged, English, Gug, Algonquin, an instrument of war with blades, a symbol of defense and offense. The next one is Ungwan, panic, a symbol to an enemy, and it literally is a circle, look like a skeleton head. A skeleton head. The circles, the dark circles where the eyes would be, the dark circle shape where the nose would be, and the mouth, it looked like it has like stitches, like it was sewn shut. That's what it looked like. Okay, so the next one is she or ski, panic, woven fabric or cloth, and that's what it looked like. It looked like a piece of cloth inside the circle. All right, 94 is mech, panic, spider's web, and it's a spider's web inside the circle. An emblem of industry, O Sehel, Fanis, O Shek, fuss, Mimika, key, Galmech, chime. Place the mech at the pillars of the altar that my followers may learn industry, Zarathustra. When they had conferred the degree of dawn upon them, the king said, inasmuch as ye of the haunted chamber have been found worthy, receive ye this sign of industry in the name of the all-pure Zarathustra, Vede, a badge bestowed in the second degree of Faithis, with a spider's web engraven, one of the graven images forbidden to the Leviticans by Moses. Right? All right. Look, because remember, what did it say about the Levites? We got a whole different understanding from OAHSPE what the Levites were, which now that you have this, and especially if you studied the Old Testament or the Torah, that would kind of make sense, right? Why the Levites didn't have portions of certain things, because technically they were disqualified and they weren't like full blood. Maybe I said that wrong. I got to go back. Don't quote me on that. But Levites were actually disqualified. Whereas in the Bible, hold on. Thought it's coming back. Hold on. Okay, so you know in the Levitical laws, it talks about the clean meats and the unclean meats. That's what's starting to come back to me. So you know how they say you can eat the clean meats and unclean meats. They were still set up. They were allowed certain things, and they were, make sure I'm saying this right. According to the Old Testament, they were allowed to eat meat, but they were still like sacrificing. All this stuff is still happening under false god, right? But they were not, let's say it this way, they were not pure faithists, the Levites. They were not pure faithists, which is why they were still dabbling into a lot of that. So I'm gonna have to go back, because we read, I forget exactly what book, but it went into detail about the Levites in here. Hold on. I gotta find it. And if y'all remember where it is, help us out. And what we figured out when we was reading that, like we realized that pure faithists are the ones who are really trying to walk with the Creator, were fighting over Levitical laws that they should have never been following in the first place. They are not for the Creator's children, right? They're not. The Levitical laws are not. That was for those who were disqualified because they weren't walking in all light. So they were still doing dark things, so to speak. I know that's just kind of summing it up, but I got to go back and reread it. So, all right. Who was we at? The spider's web. Okay. 95. Let me read the last of this again. Okay. A badge, the spider's web, a badge bestowed in the second degree of Faithis, with a spider's web engraven, one of the graven images forbidden to the Leviticans by Moses. 95 is Fae, panic, a lever, and it literally looks like a lever. One of the sacred emblems of power belonging to the third degree of Zero, Faithist, in the order of Poit. 96, Miji, panic, a screw, and it's literally a screw in a circle. 96. Okay. A screw, one of the sacred emblems of power, belonging also to the third degree of Faithist, Zarathustra. 97, Samij, panic, a wedge. It's a wedge in a circle. The seventh emblem in the third degree of Faithist, Chine. 98 is Chi or Kauchi, panic, a compass and a caliper. Kok, cha, chine, ko, cha, Algonquin. It looks like a caliper. You know, you ever go to get your body fat measure, if they're still using like calipers, it's that thing, that seed that go to pinch your fat. Like, that's what it looks like. 99, chine, panic, a pitchfork, and it's a pitchfork in a circle. An implement for farmers, a war weapon in olden times, also a country of warriors. Chine, monosyllabic, and Iesu. 100, okay? Ing, fifth size, panic, designated by a line. It's a circle with 5 circles in it and a line going through the circle at the bottom. So a circle, 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 circle. The line is going in the one at the bottom. 101, Sar-ing, fourth size, panic, designated by a line. There's some same circles within the big circle, but the line is going through this one over here at the bottom. 102, Sam-ing, third size, panic, designated by a line. This one is, the line is going through the one opposite on the other side at the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, it will be in this one right here, line going through that one. 103, Tek-ing, second size, panic, designated by a line. This one, you got circle, 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 circle. The one up here at the top right, line going through that one on the right side. 104, Tek-in, first size, panic, designated by a line. And this line is going through the one at the top left. And then you have 106, panic, direction or, no, I'm sorry, I skipped one. 105, ing, size and abstract, panic, no line. So it's that same circle with the smaller 5 circles on the inside, 1, 2, 3, 4. One at the bottom, there are no lines going through any of them. All right. 106, is a circle with 2 arrows. One is going in this direction, and one is going in, the arrow head is pointing in this direction and in this direction. And it says, panic, direction of motion. As the spear pointeth, so shall the tablet be interpreted. Oh, that's good. Okay. 107. Ganum, direction of flight. Profile signifieth going, portrait coming. So it's literally a circle with a line. It's a man on a line facing this direction running. And you can tell the direction that he's running because the arrowhead is pointing that way. So he's running that way. All right. 108. The high priest shall set the sign on the moon that the unlearned may also know the sacred days of man, i.e. Mas. See Git verse 33, Zarathustra. Okay, so after Mas, there's reference letter G. We almost done, y'all. We on 108 is 121 is the last one. So the letter references on page 572. G says Mas, M-A-S. Mas in Sanskrit now means moon. In Rome, it means religious service, like the religious mass for Catholic mass, right? Listen. Mass in Sanskrit now means moon. In Rome, it means a religious service. Amongst the Vedic race, the religious service was said on the day of the moon's change. In another part of this work, it is shown how the word mass, M-A-S-S, became adopted in the Christian church and thus became an English word. The sound of A in mass is as A in far, 1882 edition. Okay. So go back to page 530. 530. And we're at verse 109 now, which is get out when panic. And that symbol is, it looks like it's a circle and it has a cross. And at the cross and the blocks of the cross, surrounding the cross, you have a line here, a line here, line here, line here, like sun rays coming out from the cross, right? So it's a cross with lights, well, not lights, it's a line in each of the square, empty squares, and under it there's an arrow that's like curving going up. So it's the cross, and you got the lines in each, and it's the curve going up at the bottom. Okay. And that is 109, and that's get out on panic, relating to the zodiac or the motion of the sun. The high priest shall designate by the spear the motion of the sun and moon and stars, so that when the unlearned come to the temple to worship, they may also learn of my lights in heaven. Zarathustra. So I guess I was kind of close by saying those like sun rays, right? Light. All right. So the next one, 110. Vivorcum, panic, course of vortex. See work, verse 45. Okay. So this one, oh, okay. So Vivorcum, it looks like a vortex or a spiraling tornado coming up, like it's not straight up and down, but it's like leaning to the side a little bit, like the vortex with the bottom of it here getting bigger going this way. And it has an arrow with the arrowhead going in this direction right here. That's what the sign is right there. And it says to see work, verse 45. So let's go back to verse 45 real quick. To see work. Work, okay. It's on page 524, and it says work or wark, panic, vortex, whirlwind, sark, poet, sa'ark, gal, ru'ark, fanis, ru'ak, sarah, Hebrew, yi'ah, vede, hu'onk, algonquin. Who shall find the cause of work? I am at work continually. As I have set the work, the whirlwind before men's eyes, so before the host of the long risen do I make and dissolve worlds. Aham. The S, labor, work, English, labor. The whirlwind is labor per se without hands. So when we see the vortex, that's the creator at work. It's like the working without hands. Just like we can tell there's a vortex, or we can tell that there's energy, but we can't see the hands that's turning the energy, right? It's just there. You can see the organs. You can see what happens because of it, but you can't necessarily see the vortex, right? You can tell you got energy, your energy is high, your energy is low, but we can't see the energy, right? But it's still there. We can feel it, but we just can't see it. Just like air, we can feel it blow, and we can tell the direction it blows based on how fast or hard it's blowing, but we can't see it unless it gets mixed with some elements from the corporal world. And then we can see the dust storm. The dust storm can prove, or the dust on the ground can prove that there is a whirlwind, there is a tornado, right? That's the only way you can see it and prove it with the corporal, right? And the Father has allowed us different ways to prove these things. We just got to think about it. We got to educate ourselves, right? We can prove all, what it say? All things can be proven. It's an exact science. All things, even in the spiritual realm. Okay. (110) Vivorcum, panic, course of vortex. See work, verse 45. Verse 45. All right, 111 is the last line, the very first one, and it's Gan, or Gan, Gan, panic, man, and it's literally a man inside the circle standing on the line. Gan, panic, man, profile, man or mankind, portrait, man only, and not woman. Right? Okay, I'm almost done, everybody.
We're not here for that.
Yep, that was your dad. Give me a few more minutes. I'm almost done. I'm literally on this last line right here. Just gotta read these and we'll be done. I promise.
Nice.
All right. No, because they already asked. Okay. 110. I'm sorry. That was 111. 112 is Magan, right? So the first one, it only is for man alone, like man, the male, right? The one with the penis, right? But the next one, Magan, is for the female, right? Magan, panic, a woman, i.e. smaller than man or little man. And it's the same picture, but you can tell there is no line. It's just a circle with a figure, and it's skinnier. It literally looks just like a skinny stick man, but that's Magan. So that's the woman. The man is a thicker, dark man standing on a line, right? And the Magan is a lighter form of that. That represents the woman. Who says? Okay. 113, Mabi, panic. The word beast or female. And that looks like I don't know, it look like maybe like a some kind of animal. Actually, for real, it looks like a couple different things. Yes.
After you're done, will you say happy birthday to Ty?
Girl, go. We done discussed all of this already. Quit come asking the same stuff. All right, so it says beast. It looks just like the one next to it, but without all the lines connected. Everybody, back upstairs. Y'all too loud down here.
Everyone, quiet down.
Let's go. Y'all moving too slow. Let's go. Hold on. Let's go. Get up. Go. I just say take a seat at my table.
What's your time? Can we get a
Ask me again, I'm gonna say no. Okay, maybe I'm taking too long. It's me. It's not them. It's me. Let me hurry up. Okay. We almost done. Okay. Man, woman. Okay. 113. Mabi, panic. The word beast or female. The next one, 114. B, panic, beast. The written symbol as applying to the animal man in contradistinction to spirit. The next one looks like a snake in a circle, and it's called OAHSPE, panic. Serpent-like, especially of spirits. The spirits gain dominion over mortals by giving... What are you doing? Go. Now. OAHSPE, panic, serpent-like, especially of spirits. The spirits gain dominion over mortals by giving them counsel in getting earthly things. Brahma. Rather shall my chosen consult the spirits to learn to purify themselves and to grow in spiritual things. Moses. Not to get you a bunch of stuff. Your stuff should be the growth of your spirit. That's what the only thing you should be doing, right? Of course, you gotta live here, use some common sense, right? But don't go out seeking angels and stuff. Hey, can you tell me what the Powerball number's gonna be? Because what we know, you win the lottery, you're gonna probably be lazy. You're gonna try and bypass the process of growth. That's why people who win it, most of them, right, if they have they haven't been trained, when they get huge lump sums of money, they lose it. They blow it on foolish stuff, and they find themselves in a worse state than what they were before they had ever gotten. They probably should have never laid their eyes on the game to play, right? Because your character hasn't been developed to handle that, right? Nice and steady is the process. Stick with the nice and steady. Daryl, shalom. They be all over the place. Listen. Okay. That's the OAHSPE, the serpent. Okay, let me read that one more time. OAHSPE, panic, serpent-like, especially of spirits. The spirits gain dominion over mortals by giving them counsel in getting earthly things. Brahma, Rather shall my chosen consult the spirits to learn to purify themselves and to grow in spiritual things. Moses. Hold on. Let me get some water. Oh, we're at 2 hours almost. 5 minutes shy. Okay. We almost done. It's a couple more. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more. After this one, we're about to read. Okay, so 116 is SPE. SPE or SPE, panic spirit. Let the prophets observe in the temple those that come for wisdom, perceiving if their souls be set on things of earth. Zarathustra. Many of their women had familiar spirits, and they prostituted themselves in consulting with the multitude on earthly things. Moses. And they thus invited into Egypt the spirits of the lower heavens who would not rise up from the earth. And when young babes were born, they were obsessed. And these evil spirits, in justification of their sins, taught reincarnation. Highlights that. So let's read that again. Because remember, we learn, OAHSPE teaches us that reincarnation is a false doctrine. And this is how it happens, right? Through all these, especially sexual sins. Sexual sins will get you caught real quick. That's the quickest way for demon possession to happen, right? Sexual sins. It ain't the only way, but I say the two at the top, sex and drugs, is the top part. They will open up the many gates in your soul and let in legions of spirits who will put your native spirit into abeyance or in the sunken place, and they're gonna drive your car around the city, crashing up stuff, and you catching all the tickets for it. You the one that got to show up to court and like, hold on, bro. They think it's her. We're gonna run us into the ground. You got parking tickets ran up by people who shouldn't even be driving your car and got the license to drive, but you weren't strong enough to say no. Give me my keys to my car, right? They done put you into abeyance or into the sunken place, and you catching all the hell and tickets here on earth, and you got to pay for it, right? So be careful. Be very, very careful. Let's read that again. SPE. It literally is a circle. It looks like a 2-stick arrow, right? It's okay. So it's an arrow. It's an arrow with two parallel lines, but it's like a hollow arrow, right? So you can like fill it in with color, but it's empty. So it's a arrow with the arrow head up towards the top of the circle, not in the middle, up towards the top. That's SPE, S''PE. SPE or SPE without the apostrophe, right? And it's panic, it's spirit. Let the prophets observe in the temple those that come for wisdom, perceiving if their souls be set on things of earth. Zarathustra. Many of their women had familiar spirits, and they prostituted themselves in consulting with the multitude on earthly things. Moses. And they thus invited into Egypt spirits of the lower heavens. Who are the spirits of the lower heavens? Just make sure we all stand together. Spirits of the lower heavens are those brothers and sisters who have lost their flesh, or they, what we call here on earth, they have died here and they did not rise any higher than the lowest heaven, which is the third heaven, which is closely intertwined with the flesh earth where we're at, which is why we have all this, what the church terms demonic activity and otherworldly activity happening. It's them who have recently died, the newborns into heaven, into the S, or to the spirit world, who are lingering here, causing havoc, haunting houses, haunting bodies, putting your natal spirit in abeyance. Those who then moved over out the driver's seat, left the car running, door unlocked, right? Got a house clean, ain't fill it up with nothing, ain't protected it. Them, it's them, the shenaniganizing brothers and sisters of ours, right? Them. Those are the spirits of the lower heavens, right? And there was a multitude of this going on in Egypt. Many of their women had familiar spirits, and they prostituted themselves. Remember, not saying that men weren't, but because women are portals, we are portals who bring others. We are the portals where spirits enter into this realm, right? That's why a lot of them, the women, have familiar spirits, and they get open, they get turned out, turning tricks in the street, whatever. All them gates in the women are open, not realizing they have multiple gates inside of their soul. All them gates is unlocked. Windows unlocked, the doors open. Open up that door, front doors, back doors, doors inside the house, trap doors, all open. So when the babies or the new spirits come in, the babies that are coming through that portal, they catch them as they're flowing through the portal, and they put the natal spirits. Some spirits are in abeyance when they come into here because of the state of the mother and sometimes the father, right? So before they even get here, their natal spirit is all already in abeyance. We have not met the true spirit that is supposed to be inhabiting this body because of the sins of the mother and the father that's literally giving that baby over to the third heaven spirits that are lingering here, right? This is a multitude of what was going on in Egypt. Many of their women had familiar spirits. They prostituted themselves in consulting with the multitude on earthly things, Moses, and they thus invited into Egypt spirits of the lower heavens who would not rise up from the earth. And when young babes were born, they were obsessed. And these evil spirits, in justification of their sins, taught reincarnation. So when that happens, they said, it's an old soul that's reincarnated. No, my G, because you get one soul. You never die. You can put somebody in abeyance and you can say you've been reborn into that body, but you're not. You're violating laws of the Creator, pushing somebody, because the Creator don't give you nobody else's land either, right? He's the Creator. He can create new. It's the same principle, taking over somebody else's land, taking over somebody else's stuff. Reincarnation is the violation of the Creator's principles and puts the natal spirit in abeyance. And you're in violation here. And we're going to find you. We're going to catch you. And you're giving up the land. And we're going to bring the natal spirit back out so they can grow appropriately as the Creator has created them to do, right? That's what we should be doing. Helping our brothers and sisters get free. Kicking out all the legions that may be inhabiting them, right? Inhabiting them, sending them on their way. Some of them we may need to, need the stronghold a little bit. Gonna get up out of here. We're going to put baby gates around, put baby gates, rods of water, rods of fire. We need some help. Take them to where they can grow, but keep them away from here because we need to heal them as well so they can grow, right? Everybody's going to be healed. Now, how much time it's going to take is another whole story. Listen, oh, this is so good. Let's read this again, y'all. The SPE. 116, page 530. SPE or SPE, panic spirit. Let the prophets observe in the temple those that come for wisdom, perceiving if their souls be set on things of the earth, the Zarathustra. Many of their women had familiar spirits, and they prostituted themselves in consulting with the multitude on earthly things, Moses, and they thus invited into Egypt spirits of the lower heavens who would not rise up from the earth. And when young babes were born, they were obsessed. And these evil spirits, in justification of their sins, taught reincarnation. Moses, in reference to the Egyptians. An open figure of a spear, signifying a spiritual man or realm, a written character. 117 is the next one. It looks like another man walking. The line is not going all the way through the circle. It's just kind of like in the middle of the circle, and the man is on it in the middle of it, and that's called yin. Yin, panic, signifying a spirit with a corporean. Signifying a spirit with a corporean. Oh, okay, yeah. So if you look at it, it looks like two stick figures almost on top of each other. Hold on. Hey girl, hey. So it does. It looks like two stick figures very close together, but you can see them. There's you can see the little difference between them, but they're walking side by side, right? And that's yin, panic, signifying a spirit with a corporean. 118 is Dhi, D''Hi. That's panic, signifying ascent, and it has a circle with a line with stairs going up. That's representing ascent. 119, we got 2 more verses, y'all, and we'll be done. 119 is Dagani, panic, signifying man ascending, progress. So this is the same circle with the stairs going up, but this time a figure is walking up the stairs, right? That signifies man ascending, progress, right? So the numbers, when you see the numbers, people call them angel numbers. You be seeing these repeating numbers over and over, like 111, 333. But also we realized when we talked about it before, the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4 means ascending, progress, right? So if it's going up, that's good. If you start seeing them backwards, 4, 3, 2, 1, stuff like that, you might want to hold up. Just think about what's happening, right? Think about your life. What's going on around it? Am I backstepping? Am I doing something wrong? You should always see the numbers ascending. If they're descending, there might be a problem, right? It's some of these signs and stuff that's been happening. OAHSPE is really, really making it clear. I'm like, yo, okay. All right. Okay, so 120 is Sepesu, panic, signifying angels descending. Now this is it's a circle, and it still has the flight of stairs, but the flight of stairs don't touch the line. And the line is not just the line, but it's like the line, and it's all filled in, covered at the bottom, so it looks like maybe it's like water or solid ground or something. And the stairwell is coming down, and then there's a space, and there's a figure walking down. So between does that say? Oh, I thought they said earth. It could say, it says something. It looks like some letters, so it could be earth. The line, under the line that's filled in, it could be symbolizing earth, and the stairwell coming from heaven, because there's a space between the stairwell and a solid ground when the figure coming down. That it signifies angels descending, right? And so you have the very last one, right? 121, verse 121 on page 531 is Chin Votes or Chin That in panic. And this one is the same symbol, but there's 2 stairwells. One is the solid ground line, which probably like the top part of earth maybe. So you have the stairwell from heaven that's coming down. And then it looks like there's a word or a line or something going right here. And there's another stairwell that goes down that's touching the bottom coming up. And there's one coming from up down, right? So it's like both directions. Okay. Chin Votes or Chin Vant, panic. A word signifying the boundary or work or vortex. See verse 45, was work, we just read that. The supposed boundary of the lower heavens or atmosphere and the inner boundary of the emancipated heavens, etheria. A bridge between okay, so that's what that is, okay. So coming above, the one coming from the sky, from heaven down to the earth, and there's a break, and then the one from the earth coming up, then there's a break, and this right here must be the bridge between the 2 stairwells, right? Okay. A bridge between the atmospherians and etherians. Eolin, the great spirit, said, on corpor bring I forth man into life, and I give him a corporal body, which is a womb for his spirit to dwell in. Remember, this flesh is a womb for our spirit. We'll develop here just like a baby is developed in the womb of a mother. There are so many wombs that we can see that your wisdom should just constantly grow, right? We can see the works and the creation of the Father, and everywhere we see womb in so many different levels and phases. On corpor bring I forth man into life, and I give him a corporal body, which is a womb for his spirit to dwell in. And when I deliver him from this womb, he becometh an inhabitant of the foam or atmosphere, where he abideth for a season, and I deliver him into Dangi, Etheria, which lieth beyond Shinvat, poet. A supposed line between the rotating atmosphere of a corporal world and the ether that lieth between the vortex. Beware of spirits and gods who profess to save the souls of men, saying, only through me shall ye escape the labor of atmosphere and arise to Chinvat. I declare unto you that all such spirits and gods belong to the lower heavens, where they have kingdoms, and they are the tyrants thereof. Zarathustra. No man shall reach Chinvat but by perfecting himself either on earth or in the lower heavens. Abraham. What company judge ye? What company judge ye are ye suited for in heaven? Confucius. Ye are deceived by the promises of saviors, hoping to fly from the earth direct to Chinvat. Foos. And after ye are is reference number 10, and at the bottom it says, ye are deceived by neither wise nor strong, key, being lazy, they that catch at the promises of saviors. This is, I like how this says this. This is exactly what saviors do. They promise you that you can skip all the growing work that you're supposed to be doing. Oh, Jesus paid it all. Let Jesus take the wheel. Jesus is going to do everything for me. What, you lazy bum? You better learn how to work with your own hands. Really, right? Oh, I saying, huh? Jesus will forgive my sins. The blood of the Lamb has covered all my sins. But still, what would you go? Let me finish this. Listen, people will really be offended if I just told them to their face, you a lazy bum waiting on Jesus to come do everything for you. And you wait for him to come pick you up and take you to heaven too. You're going to be waiting. You're going to go to the grave. And then if I'm still alive, when you die, the Creator, your Ashars is going to usher you right to Pamela Murphy's house. Right there, 7:15 a.m., Monday through Friday. What you refused to learn while you had your flesh, now you got to learn before you can get out of Hada, or if you want to call hell, Hades, the lower heavens, the third heaven. Send them right to Pam's house, 7:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless the Sabbath day falls on one of them. If the Sabbath day falls on any day throughout the week, she will not be present. If it falls on the weekend, she will not be present. Just have them there the very next day at said time. Take them there. I'm be like, hey sis, you thought you were getting away. We here to raise you up. Let's do this thing. Look. All right, look. Hold on. Hold up. Let me go back. I'm playing. I ain't playing, but it was funny. Okay. Let me just read it all over. This is the last verse. 121. I'm trying to find my spot. It's really long, too. Okay. 121, page 531. Chivolt or Chinvat, panic, a word signifying the boundary of work or vortex. See verse 45. Verse 45 was work that we just read a few minutes ago. They supposed boundary of the lower heavens or atmosphere and the inner boundary of the emancipated heavens, Ethera, a bridge between the atmospherians and Etherians. Eolin, the great spirit, said, on corpor bring I forth man into life, and I give him a corporal body, which is a womb for his spirit to dwell in. And when I deliver him from this womb, he becometh an inhabitant of the foam, atmospheria, where he abideth for a season, and I deliver him into Dangi, Ethereal, which lieth beyond Chinvat, poet. A supposed line between the rotating atmosphere of a corporal world and the ether that lieth beyond the vortex. Beware of spirits and gods who profess to save the souls of men, saying, only through me shall ye escape the labor of atmosphere and arise to Chinvat. I declare unto you that all such spirits and gods belong to the lower heavens, where they have kingdoms, and they are the tyrants thereof. Zarathustra. No man shall reach Chinvat, or the higher heavens, right, towards the Creator. No man shall reach Chinvat, but by perfecting himself either on earth or in the lower heavens. Abraham. What company judge ye? What company judge ye? Are ye suited for in heaven? Confucius. Ye are deceived by the promises of saviors, hoping to fly from the earth direct to Chinvant. Fools. Save ye have learned to perfect your own selves in wisdom and goodness, ye shall not rise to Chinvant. Abraham. If a child cannot reach manhood but by growth, how hope ye to reach Chinvat suddenly? Algonquin. The evil god Anrameus said, put your trust in me. I will save your souls from the labor of the foam atmosphere. But he who hath been subdued by his own sins, and in 1,000 years he cannot reach Chinvat. Brahma. Bruh, we got a work to do. You don't get to pass go. You don't get a pass to skip. You don't get a ticket to go to heaven when you die just because you went to church all your good little life, but you did nothing to grow. You still just as ignorant as you want to be spiritually about everything we've been talking about. And you think you're going to the second to fart you, and after that the sentence to Ethera? What? You are sadly mistaken. You ain't going anywhere. Matter of fact, you're probably still eating flesh, and you're gonna be held down. You ain't even be able to float up.
Where we going then? Where we gonna go? To lower realms?
What?
Are we going to lower realms then?
Depending on what you do while you here, sis. Do you want to go to the lower realms? I would advise against that. Just like you got to put your hands to work, developing your spirit.
You're gonna be staying there though, like.
See, that's the thing. That's the kicker. We don't know how long you're going to be staying. Depending on what you do here. You cleanse your body up. You grow spiritually, right? Y'all, I already know you completely plant-based, so you ain't got to worry about taking flesh or slaughtering animals. You know, just continue to grow spiritually. Develop your spirit, right? And as you develop, learn about the vortex. When you do that, your eyes are open. You can look at people and see what's wrong with them spiritually. When you know that, don't prostitute your gift. Teach them how to get free so they can grow. As you grow, you help others to grow. You all rise together. And that right there will be your key. Your ticket to passing hotter. You get to skip. That is, you can choose to skip a level. That's the only level you can choose to skip by doing what you need to do on this level. By helping your brothers and sisters grow and get free, and you rise together. Not you holding down people because I'm your leader. You do what I say. You come to my church. You give no. That ain't how you go. You gonna find yourself in a knot, right? And you will be in Hada. All right, beautiful people. That's it. This was so good. When I first started reading this first chapter in the book of Safa, I'm just like, oh, I loathe it. Because wait. Yeah, no. Isaiah came and asked first, so wait. Listen, I really, before I started reading this and going through, I really thought this was just like so-and-so begat who's and such and this, but this is really, really insightful, right? I wish I had started it knowing that, but I'm glad we picked up on it before we got too far, right? And we were able to really enjoy it. At least I did. I really enjoyed this. Like, this chart means a whole nother thing. I love it, right?
Mom.
Okay.
Mom.
Yes, babe.
You're done.
Hold on.
Mom, you're done.
Yes, I am done for the day. Hold on.
You go say happy birthday.
5:31. Girl, yes, we're gonna sing happy birthday. Everybody fell asleep, but we even did cake and ice cream. We was out all day, but yeah, we're gonna do that today. Although his birthday was yesterday. All right, beautiful people.
Zach, come on.
It is Sunday, August the 28th, 2022. Day 197 of year 4, reading through the books of the Law and the Prophets. And of the 4-year consecutive day count, day 1,215. We started on page 525 in the book of Safa, the first book, which is called Samoan. And Samoan is the interpretation of the charts and the symbols and things that we find all throughout OAHSPE and even in nature, and how to correctly identify and interpret things that we see. Even if we see things in the spirit, This'll help guide us on the right path on how to interpret it correctly, right? You know how they got dream, and I got a lot of dream books and stuff that I've gone through, and some of the stuff we try to interpret from the Western mindset and trying to interpret it from the Creator's mindset on how He created everything, right? So we got to redo everything. We got to just, because sometimes when we try to interpret it based on our Western mindset, excuse me, we get it wrong, like all the time. Like you hit and miss, you get it a little here, a little there, but most of the time we get it wrong, right? And it's like, okay, well, what is this all about? We don't really understand it. People just hang it up all together, right? Because you're looking in the wrong places for the information, right? All right, so with that being said, beautiful people, I love y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out. Muhammad, shalom, brother. Shalom, shalom. Marlene, shalom, shalom. Let me make sure I ain't miss nobody. I know I missed quite a few people. Yes, babe. Jamia, shalom. Global Purpose. You're welcome, shalom.
Mom,
Yes, today. Orel, shalom, shalom. Yes, what?
stop keeping your foot on me.
Why do y'all bypass y'all fathers to come tell me? Like, you really have to bypass our room to come down here and tell me. And you can tell him. Come, girl. All right. Oh, thank you. Orel. Book of Ark of Bond, chapter 18, verse 29 through 33, page 901, Levi being separated. Let's read it real quick. Hold on, Tootie. What? Hold on. Ain't no 901. We got 875 pages. Let's go to Book of Ark. I just started thinking about that. Hold on. Book of the Ark. Chapter 18. $18, $19, $18, $29 through $33.
Mommy.
And I got the last place highlighted. Okay, boom. Bella, go upstairs. Okay, we're gonna read this. This is about the Levites. Oh yeah, imperfect flesh. Okay. Page 440. Levi being separated. Okay. Actually, this was when it was going through all the stuff about Moses. Moses rebuked them. Right, okay, yep. Okay, verse 29 on page 440 at the bottom. Now from the place Sukkoth unto the other side of the sea, a pillar of cloud preceded the Israelites by day, and a pillar of fire stood over them by night. And the people looked thereon and saw, everyone, the cloud and the light. And the name of the place they reached when they crossed over was Shekel Marath, and they camped there many days. From the time Moses began to put on foot the migration of Israel until he reached Shekel Marath was 4 years, 207 days. And the number of Israelites that thus went forth out of Egypt was 3,750,000 men, women, and children. And I actually have this highlighted for Levites. And the number of the other people who accompanied them was 400,000. And because they were of the uncircumcised tribes of ancients, the Hebrews nicknamed them Levites, i.e., imperfect flesh. And Moses commanded the Levites to camp aside and not to mix with the Israelites. And they obeyed him in all things, maintaining that they were the true descendants of Abraham. All right, so if you go back, I remember this now. So if you go back a little bit before where we started at and read this whole chapter, it starts and it tells you how that happened, how they became or how they were imperfect flesh. So yeah, so go back here. I'd say maybe I would say start at chapter Book of Ark of Bond charted. The Book of the Ark of Bond started chapter 16 all the way up to where we just read. I think that's where. because I got a lot of stuff highlighted through here. I think that's where, hold on. Oh, I could be wrong. Moses. I say 15. Yeah, just grow. Moses grew and became a large man. I say chapter 15. Okay, yeah. Yep. So, but even think about it in the Holy Bible too, right? You know how the Levites were set aside? It's kind of alluding to that a little bit, right? The Levites were separated, right? They didn't get land, right? They got land within each tribe they were at. Although they were, I say they were still considered righteous, but the bloodline, according to this, it gives just a little bit more detail on what they were. And they hadn't necessarily, I want to say, like this said, what? They imperfect flesh, right? They hadn't developed to that part yet that was like, where they could like Suis and Sarks, like completely walk in the Creator's everything. But nevertheless, they were, they were still cared for and everything. But it just gives the definition of this. You just got to read back a little bit further. All right. So thank you for that, Orel. We have to look for the new moon tonight. Yes, have a happy month commemoration cycle when the sun rises tomorrow. Shalom. Yes, and amen. You're welcome, Mom. Yeah, I enjoyed too, Tikva. You're welcome. All right, y'all. This is it. Stephen, everybody, I love y'all. Let me call these kids because they're going to bug me. Hold on. Let me let them end it. Isaiah and Bella, come here. Oh, wait. I didn't even do my clothes. Okay. Hold on, wait. Hold on. I got to think of a phrase of praise towards the Father. Let me see. Hold on. Yes.
Say happy birthday.
Yeah, in a minute. Hold on.
And Mom, next,
It needs to be something that sums up all of this. Hold on.
My ice cream sandwiches.
Girl, chill. I didn't even get that. Bree bought those. Bree and Jordan bought those. Hold on. Let's see. You know what? Let's just say this. No, because that's selfish. It has to be directed to the Creator alone. Stop. Don't. No, wait. Hold on. Okay, Alicia, I'll call you. Hold on. Let's see. Let's just say this. Father, you are the clarity of all things. Because this is literally what this is. All of this is complete clarity. That's what I think about. You are the clarity of all and in all things. Yes. All right, beautiful people. So that is it. Hannah, shalom, sis. You're welcome. I will see y'all back here tomorrow, 7:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Boo.